You're watching BCTV, Brantford's Community Access Station.
Just Saying, an opinionated, thought-provoking, and hopefully inspiring show about women, for women, and the men in their lives. And as we usually do, I'd like to welcome my co-hosts. I'm so happy to see you again. I haven't seen you in forever.
Hello.
And yeah, so it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, I'm Patty, and I'm thrilled to talk about this enjoyable, fantastic,
Is that what you're going to go with?
spectacular drink here that we have today, and it is called Kiss the Frog.
Ooh.
And let me see what's
So should
in
we
it.
kiss it? Is it time?
It's time to taste
Ooh,
it.
yum.
If you drink
Yeah.
enough of this, you'd be
It's
kissing
like a
frogs.
sweet treat. Yummy.
Yes, and what it is, it's
little too
apple
sweet.
pucker,
Very good. Kissing anything.
very good,
But I know why you chose this drink.
green apple vodka, and a splash of Midori with the cherry.
Yeah.
And this drink was created by our next guest, who is upcoming, and it's really funny because after conversations with her, I wonder how many of us have ever kissed a frog?
Oh, come on.
Anybody kiss a
Figuratively,
frog?
yes.
A real one?
Yes,
Like a
figuratively.
slimy ribbit frog?
I hate frogs.
They pee on you. Why would you kiss a frog?
I kissed a frog that turned into a prince. Yes. Me
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
say that was my husband.
Aw, isn't
He
that
started off as a
sweet?
frog?
Yeah. Don't tell him that.
Well, speaking of frogs, or whatever, Charlie Sheen.
Whatever. Nice segue.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
He's
he's not
Charlie
a prince.
Sheen.
I think he kissed.
I think he's a
I think he
toad.
was
He's
the
a
toad.
horny toad.
He's a toad.
He's the
yeah.
toad that everybody
Horny
else
toad.
kissed.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Like
just
that. Horny toad.
he just came out that says he's
Recently.
HIV positive. And
Heartbreaking news.
And, yeah, it's heartbreaking news. Not really. And about that. Is it a surprise to anybody that the man is
No.
HIV positive?
No.
But it was 4 years ago that he was diagnosed, and he admitted today that he has had unprotected sex since that time.
Yeah.
The women knew about it, but one or two don't, and that's because he has to come out of the closet for this because there's legal.
He's been blackmailing
Well, he's
people.
being blackmailed by a lot of people,
Or he's been
and he said
blackmailed,
it was
yes.
going into the millions of dollars, and he decided he was going to come out today and just stop the drain. He said-
recently, yeah.
Yeah, or not today, recently. And the thing is that he's talking about how he has 5 children and a grandchild, and it's not just money for his
Really?
child. He has a grandchild. And not just money being taken from him,
guess
but
I-
from his whole family. So,
Well,
you
let's
know.
be realistic. Had the news not broken earlier through one of these tabloid sites or something where it had this unnamed actor, he'd probably still be paying people to stay
course,
silent.
of course.
So we're not foolish in thinking that he's trying to be There's something altruistic else and just coming about- out with his secret.
I mean, it really was no surprise. Was it a
It's-
surprise to
He's
anybody?
been a hot mess for years, let's just say.
Oh, what was he, remember he was ranting on
Yeah.
YouTube?
Winning.
Yeah.
Winning!
Yeah. But I feel bad. You put this pointedly. I don't want to
Yeah,
say anything.
no, I do. The thing that bothers me is that he's been keeping it a secret for 4 years, knowing that he's been hiring, hookers and escorts and prostitutes and everything else.
And not telling
you
them.
you almost feel sorry for these girls.
Right.
They had no idea.
Even though one can
Or
arguably
supposedly
say,
he-
you
yeah.
know,
a
hazard
hazard
of the
job.
What they're doing, and
Yeah.
you know,
hazard of
but
the
still,
job,
I
but
agree with you.
That's a
Yeah.
occupational hazard.
It's
Is there insurance for
yeah.
that?
Is
But
that
you
covered
know-
in your life insurance or
But
your
think about
health
it.
insurance?
Isn't he opening himself up to a lawsuit
Come
now?
on.
Isn't he opening himself
Yeah,
up to
for
a
what?
major
Let's refer
lawsuit
to our
now?
legal counsel
For
on the
what?
panel.
Absolutely.
You know, more than the millions he spent in
If he
blackmail, I
knew
think he's going to be
and
really
had
sued.
sex, he
Yeah.
put people's harm's way.
He admitted it
engaged
today.
in
I mean,
Absolutely.
yesterday or
What was
the
that
day
show
before
he
or
was on
whatever.
too?
Recently.
Listen, he's going to be paying out for
Couple
years.
months ago.
He's going to be paying out for years.
Yeah,
you know?
and
yeah.
nothing's going to make up for the lack of judgment and the morality or lack of morality.
But
that
I
we've
feel bad
had
for his
in
kids.
years. Yeah,
I
I
feel
do
bad.
too.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
some
not
role
their fault.
model you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but well, speaking of dating, as he's dating.
Dating.
Let's do a better
he really
dating than
does?
that.
Well, he just, what do they call it? Shacking up? No, what do they call it?
Hooking up?
Hooking up. Yes, but
Get
as
the
far
lingo,
as
Patty.
dating, it's you know, a few of us are out there dating again, and I think the issue comes up with the date rape drugs, Hypnol, or known as roofies, and how there's a nail polish now. That if a woman dips her finger into her drink, it will change colors to show that her drink
The
is
mother of two
right.
teenage daughters, I love that
Yeah,
idea.
I do too. Keep your finger in your drink.
Yeah.
Stir it.
And two boys invented it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there were young
my
boys,
God.
college boys that invented brilliant boys.
That is
Very smart of
Yes,
them.
I like that.
Yep.
yeah.
That's a great.
So is it easily accessible? Can you get that? I mean, is it readily available? And
Did you go to a
Apparently,
drugstore?
I think
mean,
I don't know. I bet you could just buy it online.
Oh,
You know, and I heard about that and I thought that was great. When my kids were little, I had au pairs come stay with us from other countries, and when they would get here, you know, they were 18, 19, 20 years old. And I thought it was such a big move for them to come from South Africa or France, or I had one from Iceland. And the first thing I taught them is if they were going to go out with their friends, keep your hand over your glass and don't ever leave it alone, because you just never know what's going to be going on there, you know. And if you walk away from it, consider it gone.
Right.
And I
Or
don't think
finish
it's
it up
just a
before you go to
teenage
bed.
I
girl
never
thing.
thought
I
about
would
that.
be worried about it as an adult.
Yeah.
Man or
Yeah.
women, like
Right.
that is because they're just somebody
If you're
playing
out
a
there in
prank
the
on you. It
dating-
might
yeah.
not even
Oh,
just
that's
be
true.
a sex thing, but I would be.
Yeah.
I don't leave my drink anywhere.
Yeah.
No, you have
Yeah,
to.
it's a
yeah.
scary world.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's still progressing with, you know, ISIS and everything is still going on.
That's a
and
scary
It's,
world.
it's frightening.
It's
They have latest reports is, you know, they're saying Washington is their next target, but you don't really think they're going to tell us,
No.
you know?
No, of course not.
So
The
they're,
intelligence.
and then everything you see and hear is on, a lot of it's on Facebook, and people think if they're posting on Facebook that, you know, they're making a difference, which you're not. You have to call your congressman, you have to call your senators, you have to get in touch with these people to have a voice heard. Facebook ain't cutting it. So, and I can tell you from talking to some of the local politicians that even 2 or 3 calls to them gets their attention, because
Really?
everybody
That's
sends
good to know.
emails.
So
That is
how do we
good to
find
know.
these numbers? Is there like a website online
Yeah,
for
you
the
can go to any
state?
of the government, you know, state government
get your-
websites.
And so should you call your local town guy? Or you're saying call the state or
Depends
call
on
down
the-
to DC?
It depends on the issue. If it's a local issue, you call your local reps. If it's a national issue, you call, you know, your state reps. But you can't just be popping it on Facebook and voicing your opinion. Everybody's got an opinion now, you know. So
But
it's
because the problem,
Yeah,
Patty, is
especially
people
social
don't feel that their opinions matter because they do call and they do whatever, and things seem to stay the same. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
and it's really
that's what's frustrating. No, I'm saying
Yeah.
that's what's frustrating. You know,
And
I
it's
mean,
important too to go back to the old adage of if you see something, say something.
something.
Yeah.
And they're really bringing that back now because we've kind
Yeah,
of been laxical
that's
about
true.
it.
But what's this about? All I'm seeing now and hearing is we're in for World War III.
Yeah, I'm a little
You know, and
worried.
that's what you're hearing.
Nostradamus, he called him.
Well,
You know?
yeah, because Paris lost it. You know, more people. They haven't lost as many people since World War II.
Wow, yeah.
You know. at the
But how
Paris
long is it really going to stay in our collective unconscious? I mean, as a nation, we are so easily distracted by the next big news story. This hopefully has embedded itself a little bit more, like, you know, for a lack of a better analogy, like shrapnel. You know, hopefully it's embedded in all of us that for the next 15 seconds, a big news story comes on, we're not going to be distracted. But I think as a nation, we're so easily distracted. Yes, it's a big story now. Hopefully we'll all be very angry about it, and we'll want to call our local congressman and want to do something about it. But I have to say, I don't hope that the next time that there's some
I
great,
hope
you
the
know, Donald
compassion-
Trump something, and yeah,
and the
that's-
unity stays
yeah,
together, like
yeah.
after, like post
yeah,
9/11.
it would be nice.
Yeah, but the problem is that, you know, there are other things that become important. It's not so much that people say they don't
Yeah.
care because they're going back to dandelions and lollipops. It's that other issues, you know, you're dealing with day-to-day life, that's pressing in front of you. I mean, think about the Middle Ages when obviously there wasn't any communication that went on in your village. That's what you focused on, and that's what you dealt with. And I'm not saying that we should not be considering what's going on in the world. Of course we should. No. But I think we also have to keep things in perspective.
We can't live on edge or they're winning.
But I think we
before.
become complacent a lot of times. I don't think that we're distracted by other areas of priority. I think that we're actually just complacent.
Well, then I would agree with
Yeah.
I know. So it's a scary world, you know. How do you explain this to your children, right? So
You have a drink?
and
then you explain it to your
kids. That'd be great. So, you know.
No,
So
I'm
it's-
I deal with it. Yeah.
Fun segment coming up.
What's next? What's next? What do you have for us today?
That went so fast. We have such a fun segment coming up right now. You cannot believe
It'll
what's
explain
happening.
Kiss the Frog.
We'll explain what Kiss the Frog is all about.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
Come right back.
Welcome back to Just Saying. Oh my gosh, we have such an incredible guest waiting for you. I can't wait to introduce her. Juliana Gribbons is the author of Date Expectations, a humorous look at dating the second time around, published by Fahrenheit Books, and that's a local publisher. She is a columnist for Shore Publishing newspapers, and she currently writes a column called Shoreline Living. Her book is based on her previous column, Single on the Shoreline. So join me in welcoming Juliana Gribbons. Nice to have you here, Juliana.
Welcome.
You know what? You've got a brand new book, and why don't you tell us a little bit about how the book started and how you ended up with it?
The book started because I had weird things happen to me, and I would send my friends these emails. I got divorced about 15 years ago, and I started dating, and I was single for the first time in many, many years. And I would send my friends these kind of crazy emails. You can't believe what happened. And so they were saying you should really collect these into a book. And I always wanted to do that. I always loved to write. And I was at a party one time with the people from Shore Publishing newspapers. I got talking to the living editor and saying that I write, and I write these crazy stories. And she said, well, send me a couple, maybe we'll do a column on that. That would be fun. And I sent her a couple, and within 3 weeks I had a column. And just kept going from there.
And I read them all. That was why I opened up the paper. I loved your column. It was really a lot of fun. Well, it was real, you know. It's a real life story about a real person living here on the shoreline. So now your book, it's a compilation of those articles.
It's a compilation of the Single on the Shoreline.
It's called Date Expectations.
So, Date Expectations. This is great, the second time around. And I had asked Juliana if she would like to recommend a cocktail for our show today. And she was the one that came up with Kissing.
I thought you meant your daughter, Juliana.
No, Juliana Gribbons, Kiss the Frog, because why? On the cover is a bunch of frogs.
So I guess you got to kiss a lot of
Yes.
frogs to find
So
that
you got to
prince.
kiss a lot of frogs. So tell us some of the funny stories that you have in this book.
There are stories about kissing frogs.
Not toads, but
No,
frogs.
no toads, actually. Stories about dating, breaking up, making up, everything that has to do with the dating scene. And they're all true stories. People read my column and they come up and they accuse me of lying and saying, how did you make this up? Who is this person? I'd say, I have the easiest job in the world. I don't have to make anything up. This is why I do this, because I can just have something happen. I change the names. I change all the place
protect
names.
the innocent.
Right. To protect
Or not so innocent.
the guilty and
The
the not
guilty.
so guilty and the whatever. I change the names. And I figure that's enough. Everything else is true.
And
Well, we had talked on the show in previous shows about some of our dating experiences. I've started dating again after 25 years, and my friend Dodie
it's
over
fun.
there. Oh yeah, it's like what do you do on a
I
date?
should put it out there. I haven't started dating yet. I promised my daughters that I would wait till they're both out of the house before I did that.
All right, the
focus
clock
is
is
on that.
ticking.
But
June,
the-
you're gone.
How old are they?
17 and 18. So
Oh, you don't have much time, girl.
Oh man, you got to put on your armor when you start doing this.
I don't know.
No, you know what you have to do? You have to laugh about it.
Yeah.
Don't be too serious about it. Just go out and have fun. And I haven't met the one. I don't even know if there is the one.
I figured
But-
for me it has to happen organically. I can't go into the
I met
dating
some
sites
great
and all
people.
that stuff.
I met some wonderful people I'm still friends with, and I will be friends with them probably
That's online
forever.
dating.
Now, do you have children?
Oh, I don't-
What's your background?
I don't have any children,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
No, I didn't get around to that.
What's your wackiest dating story? Like,
Oh,
you got
God.
one?
Oh,
'Cause you've got many.
She's got a whole book of
It's
them.
a Sophie's choice to try and pick just one.
They're all your babies.
Oh my God, I have one where I was on a date and I'm with this guy and he's a friend of mine and I'd known him for a while, so I'm not even worried that anything weird is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be fine. And we're sitting there and we got, clams and we got oysters and we're sitting there and it's just a nice thing. We're sitting outside and everything. And then I'm sitting looking down at this plate of beautiful stuff and something starts moving in one of and I don't want to say anything because I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm on this date, I'm gonna throw up. I'm on this date and I know this guy and he's really nice, but I'm gonna throw up and that's gonna be bad.
What was moving? Something in the clam?
It was in the oyster.
The
It
oyster was
something
still
one of-
alive.
No, it wasn't. No, it was dead, but something was live in it. And so
Like a bug?
I kind of pointed it out, and he's just like, what is it, a worm? And I'm just like, oh my God, don't say worm. Oh my God, please do not. And so we told the people at the restaurant, they took it away. It turned out to be this little teeny baby crab. And one of its little legs was
Oh, and
going
it was
like
just
this.
moving around in there. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is the kind of thing that happens that you're not expecting.
And is that like on a first date where you're not
Oh,
really
yeah.
comfortable
Oh,
with them,
yeah.
right?
Yep, well, you're in a whole different situation. I knew the guy, he's a good friend of mine and everything, but
That's nothing you did
Right,
wrong.
that's
or
not
whatever.
a relationship.
That's just a fun kind
Yeah.
of thing.
that's
That's just
what
a
I mean.
wacky
That's
thing
what the
that
book is
happened,
about.
yeah.
It's
It's
stuff
just
like
fun
that,
things.
just crazy, funny
It's
things
not
that
like
happen.
man bashing or anything. It's just
Not at
funny
all.
things
And in
that
fact,
are going on.
and in fact, I hope I had people when I was doing the column. I had men write to me and say, I can relate to this that you have in there, similar things, and I like that. I want that. This isn't about. It's a book that women will read and relate to and laugh about, but I hope men do the same thing. I think we all have the same experiences, men and women.
Now, did you get any men trying to date you from your columns?
I did, yes.
Yeah?
I did.
Did they contact you by email or
They-
call the paper or
They
what?
did. They did. One guy contacted me and he sent me this picture.
Oh boy.
And he told me to meet him. I met him at insert fake name of place here, and I met him there. And I get there and I'm kind of looking around and I don't see him and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm a little early. Maybe he's not here yet. And then some guy way at the end of the bar is like, hey. And he looks like Papa Smurf. Like, he doesn't look at all like the picture.
No.
Like, this is the stuff you run into, and it's just like, hi, where's your grandson? I'm supposed to have a date with your grandson. Yeah, that was.
Oh my God! So he was like 30 years older than his picture.
Oh,
Happens
yeah.
a lot online.
Yeah. Which is why I
Did you
don't do
agree
it.
to a date just from an email? I mean,
Well, not just from one email.
You're
We
daring.
emailed back and forth.
well, you've been single for 15 years
I have
now,
not
so
done that since.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did it that time, and I haven't done that since.
So, what is the best place to go to date? Like, where do you meet people? I mean, what were your successes? Because it wasn't all online dating.
No, actually, I don't really do online. I haven't done online dating. I'm too chicken. So.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too.
I had many experiences with online dating, and a lot of them they don't have their picture.
Yeah,
There's a reason for that.
I'm sure there is.
They're either married
Oh yes, that's what
or
it
they're
is.
separate. I
That's
know,
the thing.
because
You
I
wanna
even
be
I
real.
asked a guy one time, and I said, why don't you have a picture up here? And he said, well, I'm legally, or I'm separated. And I'm thinking,
Oh, that
man,
means-
I
yeah,
don't think
that
I
means
want to get in
nothing.
the middle
Why
of
would
that.
you even contact them if they don't have a picture?
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
just
Yeah.
you see what they wrote, and maybe they like to do something that you like to do. Maybe you think that
Yeah, but
what
they're
they
in
wrote.
hiding. They don't have a picture because
They're
they're
I
in
would see
hiding.
Right.
If I don't see
and,
the picture, I would-
and I remember that one time, Jody and I both know somebody that didn't have a picture up originally on his profile. And I had asked him, why don't you have a picture up? And he goes, that's because some woman I dated was stalking me. So it's like, I don't know.
wouldn't
I
she
think,
see
are
his
you the
name?
stalker or the
Scares
stalky?
me.
She would see his name. She'd see his name and all his goodies that he's putting in there describing himself, and she'd
Yeah.
know it's him anyway.
I know,
mean, if
it's
she's
really
any
hard.
kind of stalker, she would know it's him anyway.
I would think the best really, I mean, away from this computer online dating, but I think the best way is to find someone when you're doing something of interest
That
to
you
you.
like.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whether it's a hiking
Yes.
club or going
Yeah,
to book
that's
reviews or
good.
cooking classes.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that's
through
where you
friends.
really, or
You
through
can meet people through
friends,
friends.
yeah, writers groups or whatever. I think that's
To
really
have something of
Because
interest,
you're gonna
that
find
to
someone,
share an interest.
you want someone in the same world as you.
You do.
I think
Go
whether
do
it be a
something you
sport
want to
or
do,
something.
exactly.
Right.
And
Right.
and
If you're a
somebody that likes
golfer,
it too.
on the golf course, whatever. But
Or a dancer.
Or a dancer.
A dancer. She's the
Yes.
dancing diva over there. She loves it. She
Was
loves
rec-
ballroom
yeah.
dancing.
She was dancing and dancing
But the
with
thing
the
is, I think with ballroom dancing, when you go for the lessons or whatever, you really don't meet people there, right? Don't they usually come in couples
Couples or women?
or women?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
so
not
then
as
what
many
happens?
single men.
What happens when there's more women than men?
Women dance with women. They dance with other
or
women's
do they
husbands
trade
because
off?
they
or the
start
young
rotating.
21-year-old
Yeah.
teacher is doing that.
Now, I just wanted to begin to wrap up here a little bit. This interview
that
went
went
by
fast.
so
Oh my
fast.
God.
Yeah.
But I want
So
to
much
find out,
fun.
where can we find your book? Because I really want you
Right
to...
now, it's only available locally because we, shop local. That's the best thing to do. So it's at RJ Julia. It's at Breakwater Books in Guilford. It's in Flutterby at Guilford.
Can you get it on Amazon?
Not
yet?
quite
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
Probably after the
And
holidays.
just to repeat, it's Date Expectations, a humorous look at dating the second time around.
It's
Julia Gribbons.
it's also available on the website.
sure.
http://omicronworld.com. Date expectations.
We'll put that on.
Well, what we'll do
So
is we'll
it-
put that on our Facebook page.
Yep.
We'll put it on our
Good,
website. We'll
good,
be able
good.
to do it because we certainly want people to read the book. It's really hilarious.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
just so
Let us know what you
refreshing with
think.
your point of view. It's just really nice,
Yeah.
It's
It was a
fun thing.
lot of fun to do. It was a lot of fun to live it, and then a lot of fun to write about it.
I bet, So, all right.
Well, good luck to you.
Hey,
Oh,
good
thank
luck
you
to
so
you,
much.
Juliana. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, thank you
so
for having me.
appreciate it.
This was great.
And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, and welcome back to Just Saying. Today's afternoon segment, we're going to be a little bit more inspirational and talk to the owner of Moon Rocks.
Moon Rock.
Moon Rocks, Marty from Moon Rocks. So
Thank
where is
you.
Moon Rocks located?
We just opened our store about a month ago. We're right on Dixwell Avenue in Hamden. We're right across the street from Home Depot
Okay.
and in the same little plaza as Ibiza, the tapas restaurant.
So you're
it's
selling Moon
perfect.
Rocks?
Inspiration, yeah, literally Moon Rocks. Yeah, let's clarify what a Moon Rock is,
Right.
and then I've got a couple other
So
questions.
they're Moon Rocks gourmet cookies,
Okay.
and they're fat little lumpy gourmet cookies, and they're out of this world.
Oh, that is so
get it,
cool.
they're out of this
So you
world.
said you just opened a store, but how long have you
They
been
are awesome.
in operation?
Right.
Was it before you opened the store?
Yes, so we started September 13th, 2014 was our first sale, and 13 months later, we opened our store.
Oh, wow.
So we did farmers markets and shows
Okay.
and private events, and so, but the store really gives us the opportunity because we have our own kitchen. And that plays into part of our story as well.
Okay, so tell me the story. This is
So-
you and your mom?
It's me and my mom.
Women owned, love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
Love it.
at ages 50 and 75.
Oh, wow.
We started,
Wow.
my mother is 75. These are all my mom's recipes.
You're not 50.
I am. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So my mom was a single mom. She, of course, raised me by herself. She worked 3 different jobs
Okay.
and put herself through culinary school. While in
Wow.
culinary school, she created the original chocolate chip cookie recipe because she complained that there were no cookies that tasted the way she wanted.
Okay.
So she went to go look for a job. No one would hire her. And in those days, they would say, "You're a woman." They would say to her, the
Yeah.
Italian bakeries, "No, you tie the string. You sell. She's like, "No, I want to bake. I want to bake." No.
Fill the box.
Right, exactly. They wouldn't let her bake. So she went back she had no choice. She had to go back to bookkeeping. She had to raise me.
Oh.
And she had to earn a living. And frankly, it was her greatest disappointment. And so we've been making that recipe my whole life. And everyone has been telling us forever, you have to go into business. You have to go into business. And, life happens. I'm married, I have 3 children, it just
Those
didn't
kids,
happen.
Yeah.
And you gotta take care of those kids. And last year, my youngest was turning 18, and it was just time. It was the right
Yeah.
time in our life. And really, I didn't want a
baby.
recipe book when my mother was gone. I wanted my mother to live her dream and see it happen and be a part of it. So it's been the most amazing year. I can't even begin to describe it.
Did
It's
you really have to?
been
Did
incredible.
you really have to talk her into it? I mean, did it take some
absolutely
persuasion?
Not, Not 1 minute.
Really?
I went downstairs and I said to her, "It's time," and she knew exactly
did.
what I meant.
That's great.
But what was interesting is when I did the
It's an
research,
awesome story.
you can't really have a gourmet cookie company with chocolate chip and
I was
chocolate
going to
chip
say,
with nuts.
I don't see any chocolate chips
Exactly.
on this
So I
plate here.
said to her, I'll never forget this conversation as long as I live.
Yeah.
I said to her, I've done the market research, and you can't have a gourmet cookie company with just chocolate chip and chocolate chip with nuts. Can you make flavors? And she looked at me and she said, I don't know, but I've been waiting my whole life for someone to ask me that question.
Oh, that's so awesome.
And that was it. And the woman's on fire. She's made almost 40 flavors in a year.
Where is she? We gotta get her back here.
She's at the store.
more than basket
working.
She's working at the store.
So tell us what we have.
Which
and
cookies here? I'm gonna hold it
So
up
let's
here.
see, salted caramel, pumpkin, let's see, orange cranberry, lime coconut, s'mores, cheesecake, which is amazing, coffee, and then in the store we have brownies that have cookies in them and cupcakes that have the cookies in them. For us, they're really a vehicle to put cookies in.
Oh, that
That's
is
so
cool.
that is cool. It's like you can't make up your mind which one
Well, I
you
mean,
want.
you
You
just
just
take
take
yours
one
is
and you
good.
get both.
You can
It's
have
like a
both.
2-for-1.
Exactly.
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, that's
Well, they're healthy, right?
wonderful.
Well, they're all natural. We don't use anything.
Oh yeah.
We don't use anything artificial,
healthy.
and that's a
Yeah,
big part of our mission. We want to be true to who we are,
Yep.
and I'm not willing to compromise quality for profit. And listen, not everybody, they're real gourmet cookies, so they're higher in flavor, you can
Yeah.
say,
Oh my God.
and lower in sugar. They're
awesome.
not overly sweet baked
Which I like.
goods.
I don't
Which
like
is what
sweets.
you want.
And sometimes people don't like that, and that's okay. We understand that
Yeah.
we need to find, our own audience.
Yeah,
one you
so
like?
I'm
Tell me,
the brownie,
you're doing
I'm
some
sorry.
Yeah, there you
promotional
go.
items. You're offering for businesses to use that for
Yes.
gifts.
Yeah, that's part of what we specialize in, is that we custom brand boxes so that the basket, so that it comes from the business. We want to help the business look good. It's their business, and we want to help to promote their branding.
That's a great idea.
Our cookies are inside, our business card's in there. They're going to taste our cookies. We'll get that business, but we really want to help businesses to promote their own, their own branding and to thank their customers. When you send a gift to your clients, don't you want it? It's from you.
Yeah.
You don't want it with everybody else's branding on it.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we love
That's a
doing
great
this.
idea.
It
This
really,
is
it's very
great.
satisfying for us.
So I could call your store and say, I want you to send a thank you gift to Stephanie for me, and you'll
Absolutely.
do everything for me. All I
Yep.
have to do is give you my credit
So
card.
you can
Take
ship
your
all
logo.
over the United States.
Yep.
Do you have a website you can order from?
Yes, we have a full service website. We can ship anywhere in the
And what's
U.S.
the
and
website
Canada.
address?
Moon Rocks Gourmet Cookies.
Okay.
Can I just ask, how
www.moonrocksgourmetcookies.
big is your team now? Is your staff after 13 months?
Just my mom and I, for the most part. We do have a little bit of help. We have some, this is part of the mission. We have some girls that are renting our bakery now.
Okay.
And so now we can give new young women entrepreneurs the opportunity
Yeah.
to start their businesses without killing them
wonderful.
as far as the cost is concerned.
Because you have to have a commercial kitchen.
You have to have a
right?
commercial
And do
kitchen,
you know how many
exactly.
Yeah.
traditions
It's
are
so
developed
hard.
over food? I love the idea that you're cooking because you're content. You not only made your mom's dream come true, but you're helping young people find and create new traditions.
Absolutely.
And really kind
So
of, yeah.
awesome.
It's
I
been
love that
really
idea.
interesting because my mom will help them with the baking, the science of it if they want to create a new recipe or do something, and I'll help them with the business end.
That's cool.
So it's been great. It's been very satisfying, and it's just wonderful.
Now, what's your mom's favorite cookie like to make? Like, is it still the
Chocolate
chocolate
chip?
chip? Or is it
Well, emotionally, it's always the chocolate
Okay.
chip, but her favorite is actually the almond cookie. That's her
Coming in
favorite
for
that she
cookies.
loves.
We'll let everybody else
So
come in
tell
for
me
cookies.
about
coming
how
in.
old are your kids? Well, she's tell us how old
Cookies
are
and
your
milk.
kids?
My oldest is
cookies and
24, my
cocktails?
youngest is 19, and there's one in between.
Nice.
So we are so thankful to have had so
are
many guests with us
amazing.
today. They're so yummy.
I don't even know what I have.
We have Juliana here
That's
with
a
our
s'mores.
date
That's a s'mores.
expectations with her
I'm
book.
here, it's gonna go with the Kiss the Frog.
It is. Cheers.
Well, you know what's
Thank
really
you, Juliana.
amazing? I met Marnie
Thank you.
when she first started this with her mom.
Right.
And her mom is so sweet, but she is doing this really for your mom.
Yeah, it
To
is.
give her
It really
such a
is.
gift.
Yeah,
And
it
how
is.
cool is that?
That's what I said. I got
Oh my
chills.
God, I get
It's
goosebumps.
amazing. And to
great.
see her, it's fabulous. It
Well,
really
you have
is.
one
That's so
takeaway to let us
awesome.
go back. go
Don't
home
let
back with?
anyone tell you that you can't do it. You can do anything you want.
Yeah.
Put your mind to it and make one step. Just do one step. It has we're 50 and 75.
There you
Look
go.
at where we've come in 13 months.
Never too old to live your
Fantastic.
dream.
Never too old.
And or kiss a few
Cheers.
frogs.
Thank you.
There you go.
Bye.
Until next
Bye
time.
from Just Saying.